There's actually a ton of super cool places for missionaries to visit, especially on P days. Um, there's a spot where you can see the Hollywood sign from our mission. One of the borders is Mulholland Drive, and it just goes right along the top, along the ridge of this little um, hill or mountain, depending on where you're from, whatever you want to call it. But you can see the Hollywood sign in the distance, and then you can kind of see LA, the city of LA. And that's pretty cool to be able to see that. There's other, you're not allowed to go to Universal Studios or things like Magic Mountain, even though they're in our mission. But there's a place called City Walk for Universal Studios, and it's just like this giant gift shop, like outdoor gift shop that's made up of a bunch of different little gift shops. And that's really fun to go to as well on P days, to just take pictures and run around and have fun. There's also a thrift store where they sell clothing and furniture items that have been used as props in sets. So a couple of missionaries that I knew had gotten a hat that was worn by someone in a movie once that they really liked. So that's a fun place to go. One of my favorite places to go, though, within the San Fernando Valley, is a cactus farm in the city of San Fernando. It's kind of tucked up in a way, and this old man from Wisconsin who used to make cheese decided to start growing cacti. So he's got all these different types of cacti all around his house, and he shapes them into different, it's almost like cactus topiary. It's really cool, and he'll tell you the most amazing stories. He also collects old antiques, and so in between all of the cactus rows, there's a bunch of different old rusted metalwork. There's tables and statues made out of old horseshoes. There's wrought iron Indian statues. It's a really, really fun place to go, and I went there multiple times, but every time it was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. The guy who owns it also has a bunch of fruit trees around his house, and so if you catch it at the right time, then he'll be like, oh yeah, I have way too many grapefruits and oranges and lemons, so please just go take 8 bags. I'll give you the bags, just go pick them. It's a really neat place. If someone's going to the Bakersfield mission, up in a place called Agua Dulce, it's just south of Palmdale. It's usually if they're in like the Palmdale area. Then they can go to Vasquez Rocks, where they filmed the Flintstones. There's just these massive rocks that are sticking at odd angles out of the earth, and it's really fun to climb all over those. And there's a bunch of really cool places to hike up there. There's the Devil's Punch Bowl, which is really fun. And in San Fernando as well, there's Veterans Park to hike in. But since it's still very much a part of a metropolitan area, there's a bunch of sort of relics from the old city. There's a bunch of cars like in this old creek bed, and there's graffiti on these rocks and years worth of "Will you go to prom with me?" written on this, or spray painted on this big rock. But those are fun. Those are some really fun P-Day activities.